there. I don't want to embarrass anybody. Okay, so may you sit in the lap of the Buddha. So that's just a really nice thing to say to somebody, because it means you'll, just what it sounds like, you'll be held and you'll be supported and you'll be cared for, um, by the Buddha, by the awakened nature. Um, but literally there are practices for that. And so it sort of goes like this. So my daughter has long COVID, and she's an energy healer and she's a meditator and so on. And so we'll practice together to help her. So I'll meditate and I will visualize her inside me, sort of in my heart. Okay. And then, so there's her. So this is the Russian doll thing. Okay. So I should have to start with a little one, but so there's her, and inside the bigger one. And I'm inside my teacher, okay, which is Trisha. And we're inside L'Opigeon, who died back in the 80s. Okay. And he's inside the ancestors. So you understand what I'm saying? So this healing practice, it's not just, oh, I'm going to help you. It's like, okay, well, let's bring everybody in here. It's kind of this gathering together of the thing, of the lineage. So we can practice that. And so if I'll ask you to bring in into your heart someone, it doesn't even have to be someone you know. It could be some anonymous person in who's suffering somewhere, who's in prison, or who's dying of something, or whatever. It can be whoever you're bringing in, or someone you know. It can be yourself too. You can just visualize yourself. And then, as it gets bigger, so this will be up to you, because it doesn't matter the identities of these layers. Okay, so you can be sitting in the lap of the Buddha. You could be sitting in the lap of the Great Mother. You can sit in the lap of the universe, or you can just be sitting in light. Whatever, it doesn't matter how you identify these layers. But so that's that practice, and you'll see how that feels. And it's similar to the metta meditation. If you're familiar with a loving kindness meditation, it's similar to that. It's similar to Tonglen, if you're familiar with the giving and taking. And at the same time, it's this ancient Taoist practice. So we'll begin, and we'll do our Qigong and so on, standing and moving and so on, and then we'll go into this sitting part, and we'll just step in. This is very powerful. It's very useful. And you need to let go of any idea of, oh, I'm not a healer, I can't do that, that's not who I am, I don't know how to. Just let go of that. Because one of my other teachers, Chunyi Lin, says everybody is a healer. Everybody has a capacity to heal themselves and heal other people. And I think that's really true. I think you can experience that. Okay, so any questions or comments about any of that? Okay, great. Well, let's begin. So a useful concept to remember beginning going into Qigong is body, breath, and mind. Just those three aspects. And so just, okay, notice. So I'm just going to notice the body. That's a feeling thing. And then we notice the breath. And that's a feeling thing too. And then we just have to take a half step back and notice the mind. And that just means, is it quiet? Is it active? Is there a mood present? Is it energized? Is it sleepy? Just sort of what's the quality of the mind right now? And we're not using the mind to look at the mind. We're using our awareness. Just step back and just be aware. Same way that we're aware of the body, same way we're aware of the breath. We're aware of the mind, same awareness. Okay, and then let go into the body and let the body just go with how the body wants to move, fast, slow, vigorously, and just go with that. Okay, let's add the shoulders as you're doing this, and just let everything loosen up. So just in terms of the little Russian doll image, so the body is that's one of the inner dolls. Okay, because we feel it. I mean, the awareness is bigger. It's a bigger doll, so to speak. Around it, it's just aware of the body. That's another layer. Okay, and then as we calm down, so now the breath will bring us into an even smaller doll, the inside of the body, the organs and so on. So that really manifests as warmth, as heat. Okay, so you feel the heat, that's the inside of the body, and then the tingling, on the skin and the hands, that's the outside of the body, sort of another layer. And then the space around the body, you can say that the awareness is bigger. Okay. And then the awareness extends out into the environment. Okay, very good. Okay, let's bow to the directions. Start with an in-breath. When you let that breath out, that's where you bow. Okay, turning to the right, south. and to the west. And then to the north. Back to the first position. Combining heaven and earth, so stretching. And so we're embracing the physical body here and the interior body. And we're also aware of the chi that pervades all these different levels. It just means aliveness. Okay, good, very good. Okay, and let's loosen up the head and neck. And then just as you're ready, just extend into the shoulders, neck and shoulders. It's all connected. Okay, and then opening up the chest, focusing on the breath. And moving at the rate of your breath. Okay, good. And loosening up the lower back, the hips. Okay, very good. And then balancing. And one thing Lope Jung was very clear on teaching is what they called earth, human, heaven. So combining heaven and earth is the ancient um, practice, and that's just standing. And then once we drop our attention, we root down into the earth, it becomes much easier to keep our balance. Then you can, because you're rooted. You say, "Oh, well, I'm just imagining that." Yeah, but that's powerful. Okay, good, good. Very important to be able to keep your balance. All right, excuse me. Let's just go into three backwash. Backwash is also called waterfall. So 3 and 3 tree and spring. Okay, so this is an inhale coming up and aware of the body. And then the fingers are pointing, that's directing our attention into the body, into that vertical connection, earth, human, and then cosmos. Okay. And then just as you come into stillness, and just take a few moments and just notice body, breath, mind, and posture. And then this connection, which involves extending down into the ground and extending up into the cosmos, and then being in tune with all of that. So the ancients would teach that your feet are buried in sand, your feet are down into the earth, and then your spine is very, very, very long, and your head is way up in the sky. And so that's what we feel as a vertical alignment of the body when we're standing or sitting. Okay, and one of the best practices for this is touching heaven, touching earth. So the heart, or the middle dantian, or the fourth chakra, that's said to be the gateway to higher consciousness. It's because it's the fourth. It's out of seven. Um, so and then there's if you want to get a little more into this, there's a little bit of a twist of the body. So twist the body a little and then twist it back, and that kind of sends the hands up. Okay. And then in this one, we're actually stretching a little bit. We're stretching the arms and the hands, the fingers. Okay. And extending with the mind, extending up, 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 and down through the body, and down, 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 down. And so down is that line or that column of light, and or the roots, like the roots of a tree coming out of the body. And then the up just goes up, 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 and that can extend out like branches of a tree. So this is combining heaven and earth, touching heaven, touching earth. So then we bring that together, so you understand the meaning of the movement. So we're bringing the universal, the cosmic, the boundless, bringing it down into the heart, and then the material, the ancient, the ancestors, up from the earth, and combining them in the heart. And then there's this, once you have the vertical, then there's this radiant quality, this outreaching, so extending out. And this is a symbol for all around. It's left and right, but it's front and back, up and down. It's all around. This is kind of describing that bigger body, kind of the body of awareness. Okay. And then we bring all that in. So this is a gesture. We're one with all that is, all that's happening in the world right now. We're one with that. And then wind up again, kind of twist, send it out, up and down. And then we're one with the heavens, one with the earth. Extend. Okay, very good. And then back. All this is now in the body. And this would be an out breath. And imagine your fingers are spreading out and touching into everything. It's this huge network, the net of Indra. You're connected to everything in the world, not separate. Everything in the world affects you, and you affect everything in the world. That's what this gesture means. And then bringing that all back. Okay. So wind up. The wind up sends the hands, stretch, extend, out breath. So centered in the heart. Connecting to all that is. And let's hold this posture just a little bit here. And so we're aware here, we're aware of the heart, the organ that's pumping the blood. Okay. And we're aware of the middle dantian. So that's the energy center in the body that has to do with love, emotions, relationship. We're aware of that, their connection to other beings and to everyone. Because so that's what this gesture means. We're in touch, we're aware of this connectedness. And we're aware of the chi, the tingling and the warmth, the aliveness that's in everything. Okay, very good. And then wind up again, send it out. So balancing, it's also called balancing heaven and earth. So at your own pace, and feel free to hold any of these postures if you want to contemplate them. How is this body one with the earth? How is this body, mind, how is it one with the non-physical, with boundlessness? How is it connected to everything? Uh, and the ancient teaching on this is the universe is in this body, and this body is in the universe. Okay, very good. Do one more. Okay, and let's go into the Qigong movement. So the circulating the microcosmic orbit. So in breath, bringing the attention up the spine, pointing up, out breath, down the inside front of the body. At your own pace. The mind goes where the finger's pointing. Okay, let's reduce the movements. Can you feel in the body where the finger is pointing? As the finger moves up the body, feel that inside the body. And then finish with one hand over the heart and the other over the belly, the lower and middle dantian. So, and just take a moment here and just be aware of the, not only the front of the heart, the front of the chest, but the back of the heart, and then the back of the body. And same with the belly. We're aware of the front, that's where our hand is, and aware of the inside and aware of behind where the hand is. So it goes back to the kidneys, the back. And then with the breath, we can feel that expanding not only to the front, but in all directions. This is very important for maintaining the posture. If we're aware of our back, what's behind us, that tends to straighten us up. If we're only aware of the front, that tends to sort of bend us over. Okay, let's come back to standing. So you can see, if we really understand what these postures and movements are at a deeper level, we don't have to have such a big variety of movements. I mean, it's fine, but it's not as necessary. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring up our seat. So Taoist meditation, they don't sit cross-legged, and they don't bend their knees. They sit on a stool, and they say that the chi flows better if your legs aren't all wrapped up. So, uh, so first, let's just really be aware of the physical, and this just means feeling the posture, and we usually have to drop the chin a little bit. Maybe pull the shoulders back just slightly. And then just feel when the body's aligned. There's a little bit of ease. It's easier to breathe. And also be aware of the back, behind the heart, behind the lungs, behind the belly, so that you're whole. Okay. Okay, very good. So we're aware of the movement of the belly with the breath, can feel it, can drop our attention down there, feel it move. Expanding in all directions. Okay. And then if we move our attention up to the lungs, we can feel them expanding in all directions. And then putting the two together, the whole torso is expanding and relaxing like a balloon. And can you feel the spine? Can you feel the back? Can you feel the area behind the body? So you feel all around the body. Okay. Okay, so we set the intention to do the sitting in the lap of the Buddha practice. And we'll just bring in, imagine, and feel the presence of someone, some being. So in the heart, in the middle dantian, that they are they're supported, surrounded by your presence. Someone who is suffering. And you're not fixing them in any way. You're just providing a space for them to be. Okay, and they're breathing with you. And they're sitting with you. And their chi, their life force energy is inside yours, it's part of yours. Now you may feel their pain, and if so, just on their out breath, just let it go. Breathe it out. You don't have to breathe it out the nose. You can breathe it out in all directions. Okay, very good. So you're breathing with this person. Okay. And now your body, you're sitting in a bigger being, which you can name or not name. It's a bigger, loving being that's doing for you what you're doing for the person in your heart. And it's breathing, so all three are breathing together. And there's a felt sense of this. There's this big energy or big presence. This can be a spiritual teacher. It can be a beloved ancestor. It can be someone who's passed on. It can be a deity. Or it can be unnamed. It can just be this presence of light. Okay, so all three, the one in your heart, you, and the big one, they're all breathing into harmony. And the life force energy is shared. So everyone's alive. This is sufficient. If you would like to expand beyond that, so this would be a more cosmic presence. This could be something like the Buddha or Jesus or the Great Mother, uh, Kuan Yin. This can be a bigger presence. And I'm going to be quiet now. And you just experience all of these bodies, physical and subtle bodies, breathing together. And now finally is to just focus on the presence, not so much on the breathing. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. And you can release the one who's inside you and let them disappear. And then come back fully to your body, your senses, to your environment. Okay. All right. Very good. So you may be familiar with metta meditation. You may be familiar with Tonglen. We've done POA. This is another variation on those kinds of practices. So let's go ahead and clap our hands together. 1, 2, 3. and tap the kidneys. All right. Well, thank you so much for your presence, for your practice. Thank you for being here. And if you do try this in some situations, if you'd like feedback or if you'd like to let me know how it went, that'd be great. Otherwise, thank you for your practice. And have a good evening. Have a good week. And you can slip away if you like or stay for the conversation. So, questions or comments? You're speaking loudly.
Do we want to keep recording this part?
Okay, we'll